Hi, welcome. Lauren Wagner with Wagner Events. We do face painting, balloon twisting in the Tampa area of Florida. Using a sponge, I'm going to be loading, let's see, this is the Wolf new wine, I think it's Wineberry. It's the new Wolf brand. I think it was at Fabaic. You might be able to get it somewhere else, I'm not sure. This is Paradise, the Paradise Purple and Paradise Turquoise. All right. I don't mind if the edges are rough. I just come back in with brushes. Well, my fingers are a mess. But the symmetry is what I'm really focused on. So as long as your symmetry is there, you can do pretty much anything with the shape. I try and stay a little farther away from the edges, as I tend to go way too close on a regular basis, so I'm working on that. So now I'm going to come in with a half-inch filbert rake by Lowell Cornell. This is the 7000 series, 7520. Wonderful series of brushes. And I'm going to come in, instead of with that dark purple, I'm finding it a little dark on the skin. I'm going to come in with this tag purple. This is a tag split cake, custom made from the Face Paint Forum shop. So I'm going to try and lighten this up a little bit. I usually come really close to the eyes, but you can also leave holes to make it look like more of a realistic mask that would leave holes. I don't end up liking that look as much, and that's why I come a lot closer. And right now I'm going to take, I've got some Inner Friends Krylon, which is a wonderful one. I think I've got it's like Moonbeam or something like that. I'm going to put it on my finger, and then I'm going to rub Fab Silver on my finger as well. So I'm mixing those two on my finger. You can use a brush or whatever you prefer. This is just how I do it. And I'm just going to rub that on a little underneath and just lighten this area up a little bit. I'm not using any water. Inner Friends is so soft that you really don't need any, but if you were to do it, do a very, very, very small amount of water. Then I'm also going to come in anywhere there's a highlight and just add a little shimmer. Kind of like mica powders might work for this. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's this lovely shimmer right across the surface here. And now right now, rinse my finger a little bit. And now I'm going to be coming in with the shadows. And what I do for the shadows is I have a number of different brushes I use that are scrunchy, like a makeup, I guess eyeshadow brushes. And I use those in conjunction with some other stuff. I usually use brown for the shadow. And then I also have some filberts that are, makeup-y brushes that are a little bit more than paint brushes. So I'm going to be coming in with, I think I'm going to do this, it's a Krylon round scruffy sort of ish. I think it's a crease brush. I'm going to get some water on it, and I am mixing Paradise Coral and light brown. Actually, no, I think it's dark brown. And I'm going to load it on my brush thoroughly. Then I'm going to take it and dip it in the water and dab it on a sponge. I'm going to do this until the consistency is transparent. So when it's transparent, that's not transparent enough. That's just about where I like it. Maybe a little bit more. Take some of that water off. And you can see the difference. It's almost invisible. And that's exactly where I want it, where you can see the skin and the surface underneath. And then I'm going to take that combined with my scruffy brush and add a shadow. Now remember, shadows usually are, if you're going to do a top shadow, which most of the time there is one there, it's very subtle. And then while it's still wet, come in here with your scruffy brush and blend it out. using a Wolf, or I'm sorry, this is a Lowell Cornell number 2. Instead of loading black, which I normally would, I'm going to be loading that dark, dark purple. You can do black. It's a little bit more subtle to use a dark color. So depending on the look that you're going for is what you're going to want to do. And all I'm going to be doing is some lace work, which is just a series of loops around the edges. Okay, so now that I have all of the lace around, I just went around and did loops. I had a little bit of trouble with my brush, so if you have that happen, just slow down and take your time. And then what I'm going to do is create a little ribbon here that comes back to my ears, and I actually make it go all the way. I'm going to grab that shadow brush again. Grabbing the shadow brush, I'm going to bring that shadow back in there. And if you feel like it, you could do a shadow around every single loop. I don't usually. But that's the gist of it. I'm going to make this side a little darker. Now, the magic trick that I usually add is the BAM stencils. I love them. I use them religiously, and they do a great job for me. So what I'm using today is BAM 2005. And the method I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a new sponge, wet it, and really get the water out of it. And then I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to do bronze. No, actually, not bronze. I'm going to do silver. So I've got this Fab Silver. Mine's apparently going to be bronze mixed with silver because I'm not getting a new sponge. And you just really load that. Then I'm going to take purple glitter, and I have it in a little cup, and I open it up. My fingers are pretty wet from the sponge, but if they're not wet enough, you can wet them as you do the process. But you're going to put the sponge on your face, or the stencil on your face, sponge it, then without moving the stencil at all, get glitter on your finger and dab it over the stencil. So that's the process. So here we go. One thing you want to note is when you're putting the stencil down and you're moving it around, make sure that the bottom level is dry, because if it's not, you're going to have paint sticking to the stencil, and then when you move it, you have paint over here. It's a real pain. So just keep that in mind. I only added glitter to the top level because I'm lazy. That's the only reason, and I'm trying to speed this up. So, and if you miss a little, you just get your baby wipe or whatever and go back in. So there's that. I'm going to be grabbing my number 2 liner and some white, and actually I'm going to grab Wolf White and mix it with my Tag metallic white. So Wolf White mixed with Tag metallic white and really activate it, and then I'm going to be going over these lace spots. Right now, that was that same brush, the same number 2 round. I'm going to be loading black and a little dark brown. This is Paradise Dark Brown mixed with Wolf Black on a number 2 liner. Very sharp point, and I'm making a feather here. You can see I just did a thin line. It doesn't have to connect all the way. We're going to be doing the same thing up here. And a 3/8 angler brush. I'm going to be loading, I think it's Fab, I don't know, it's like a reddish metallic and a purple metallic. I think they're Paradise or Fab, I don't know. Sometimes I make these splits, I don't really pay attention to it, I just like the colors. And now we're going to be doing a feather. Alright, so now the magic touch that makes everything better is gems. I got these set of gems at a craft store. I don't do anything fancy to get gems. I just find them anywhere I can. I don't add any extra adhesive to them unless I'm like at an outdoor festival and they're paying $1 a gem or something like that. I find they stay on for the most part unless there's a bounce house or something along those lines. Alright, so this is Liquid Bling by American Body Art. I love this stuff. I'm taking these off. I don't like them. I use it pretty often. I'm going to come back in here. And it just adds a little extra something to the whole design. So I'm just going to add it in a variety of spots. And there you go. That is my Mardi Gras mask. So if you have any questions, of course, email me. Let me know what you think of it. Subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much for watching. We are located in the Tampa Bay area, so if you have any party needs, please let us know. Thanks again, and check us out at wagnerevents.com. Have a great day.